So the next thing that we can get into is actually look at what the system's going to look like. So this is Clarity home screen. So this is what you're going to see when you open the system up. You're going to access via these little menu bars up here. We're going to take this out to a screenshot and then blow this up a little bit. So the resolution, I realize in this projector is pretty horrible. So you're going to have these menu cascades where you go into the different parts. So this particular user went to clinical revenue, end user templates, work RVU by provider template. And this end user, as you can see, is MGD2D, which is yours truly. So that's one thing that's how you'll get in and navigate around in the system. So this is with a template open. So we've opened up the employees template on dentistry. Don't worry, there's nothing on here that you can't see in 8 other systems, so this is nothing sensitive. It's going to pull in all the employees from HSF, UVA, and Med Center if you've got people. So it's going to pull in all those data points here and then give you a bunch of demographics across the line. This thing goes on and on and on and on, looking towards, I guess it ends right around McIntyre Business School. So this is kind of your basic layout of the screen. So I'm going to take and slice a few bits of this off, and then I'm showing you a little bit higher resolution so that all the people sitting in the back can actually see what we're talking about. So the first thing is the toolbox, which is on the left-hand side. So this toolbox is going to be different from module to module, depending on what template you've opened up, but it's also going to be similar. Some of the things are going to repeat. So like your select options there is going to be how you're going to select a different order or toggle between different scenarios and years and what have you, without having to reopen the whole template. You also can kick it out to Excel. So on pretty much all these guys, you'll be able to kick out to Excel because you're just opening a frame of Excel already. So it's just going to export that straight out. You can also print if you get into that kind of stuff. And then there's send an email. So that's that button I was telling you about to be able to send that off. This particular one is obviously for the employees template. So you have new hires, edit employee, FTEs, and terminate. So you're obviously not going to see that on the OTPS template. It's going to be a little bit different in the OTPS template for this part. There's your save and retrieve buttons like I was talking about before. And then you've got the format row and column.
Tell them the tip about the new hire, where you have to be. It doesn't just work if you click it there.
What's that? What do you mean?
You have to be in one of the boxes.
Oh yeah. So it's a locked Excel document. So you have to be inside of the unprotected section of the sheet. So you have to be inside of one of the active parts whenever, and that's not consistent across all the templates, but in some of the templates. So if you make sure you get inside of one of the active sheets before you open something, you'll see that in the hands-on training as we get into that. So let's hop down to the next part. This is the menu bar across the top. You're going to see your templates. So that's where you're going to do most of your budgeting work. Is going to be in the templates. You have reports. That's the financial reporting arm. There is some stuff that's under my templates that'll be financial reporting, and there is some stuff under my reports which is related more to budgeting. But generally speaking, that's how that works. Workflow is how you approve a budget and kind of seal yourself out of the system and send it on to be approved. And then these 3 guys over here, the on-demand modeling administration, I see those because I'm a central user. You guys won't see those. Then there's a few more that I can't even see on my particular screen. So the next thing is the fact that you can open up multiple tabs at the same time. So you can have multiple reports open, multiple templates open at the exact same time, and be able to work in between those and see information flow between those guys. You'll also be able to go from one template to another using these arrows or just simply clicking on them. Just like Excel. So whenever you open up a new template, you're actually opening up a new tab on an Excel spreadsheet because it's adding those together. So it's going to behave in almost the exact same fashion. Let's see. So now that you've kind of seen the system and seen some of the interface with it, the next big thing is to get trained. So again, we're engaging those critical components. The system's only going to be as good as the brains of the users that use the system, and how well those brains are trained to focus those 100 trillion instructions per second onto into using Clarity correctly. The training, if there's a handout when you first came in on this side, if you didn't pick it up, it's up there. And there was an email that went out. If you didn't get that email on the training, let me know, and I'll get you the information you need. It runs from January 25th through February 9th. The way that the training is going to work is you're seeing the first part of the training right now. So we're going from general to specific. So here, this is kind of a general overview of the system, kind of give you the flavor and the structure. And then what we're doing is going to a lecture. When you first show up for the training, you're going to have a lecture that's going to take you through the system click by click. So you're going to see someone who's fluent in the system go through a module. And then from that lecture, you'll go to a hands-on. So now it'll go to you actually clicking inside the system and seeing the different behaviors and see the things like what Stephanie was talking about. So that's how the training's set up. So hopefully, for people that are visual learners and can emulate someone else doing something, they'll pick up something in the lecture, and then people that are more hands-on will pick up more in the hands-on. Hopefully, we'll be able to attack everything from multiple angles. And then the training will be offered on the components that you see up here. The next thing is getting everything set up. So for you personally, the biggest thing is training. The next thing is communication. So by communication, I mean on all levels. Let us know how the training is going. Let us know what you think of the system in terms of things that are deficient, things that are great, things that are useful, things that you would like to add into the different modules. Some of those things we can fix or come up with workarounds in the short term. Some of them are going to be longer term solutions depending on what you bring to our attention. But if you don't bring them to our attention, we can't do anything with them. So please try and keep that communication loop open. The next thing is getting your computer set up. So if you have a local service provider or LSP, or if you're contracted with a Med Center help desk, go through them. We've rolled that out, the training out to the LSP and Med Center help desk to make sure that they understand what they need to do to get people's computers set up for clarity. If your LSP kind of gives you a blank stare, let us know, and we'll see if we can't get them informed on how to set you up. What they have to do is they have to just kind of install certain components on your computer to make sure that it works correctly. Like I was saying, the web office components is one example. The other thing is you have to be able to get behind the firewall. It is an HSCS supporter served system, so you have to be behind the HSCS firewall to be able to get in. So if you're on an ITC computer, you got to be able to VPN in. If you want to work from home, you got to be able to VPN in. So make sure that you have that all set up and sound and ready to roll if that's what you want to do, or that's what you need to do, I guess. Access to the system, to the different templates is going to be given based on training. So if you sign up for the training, you will automatically get access to that. So that's a way to encourage everybody to go to the training and make sure you're there for that. If for some reason you can't make the training for a certain module, then you absolutely have to have access to it. It's not gonna be like Oracle per se, where you're restricted and you don't get access until you complete the training. We will work with you to make sure that you get access to everything you need access to. But we highly, highly, highly encourage going to the training. Merely having access to something and going and poking around in it is gonna be a frustrating exercise. So the more you can train, the better you're gonna be. And the more you're going to enjoy this